Fiasco Sports NBA season previews. I'm Matt Sampson. Joining me today is Matthew Diglio to talk about the Denver Nuggets. Before we get into it, I'd like to thank the Sporties at Arkabar again for hosting us here. We'll put a link in the description below to their Facebook page and check them out. Alright, so the Denver Nuggets, we've got them ranked 13th this season. What do you reckon?
I think Denver Nuggets, they're going to be exciting to watch. Who cares where they finish, really? I don't care. I just want to see some good ball from them.
Yeah, for sure. Denver's definitely one of those league pass teams, aren't they? They might not be there come the pointy end of the season, but they're a team you definitely want to tune in and watch. They've got a lot of real fast-paced offense. They try and make the most of that mile-high advantage there in Denver. And they've got a lot of athletes and some really interesting players. So, yeah, definitely an exciting team to watch.
So you really think that mile-high advantage is there 10 games a season?
Yeah, they used to say they'd walk into 10 wins a season just because of the altitude advantage and the fitness they have over other sides, but maybe not so much this season, because back then that 10-game advantage, they also had a guy called Carmelo Anthony on the roster, Charles Smith on the roster. Now you've got guys like Evan Fournier, who's actually gone. We don't even have any Evan Fournier anymore, so no more French Denver Nuggets.
Well, the Denver Nuggets are going to need that extra 10-game advantage of fitness because last season they did deal with a lot of injuries. Tell us a bit about the injuries. Now, they're big ones.
That's it. Looking back at last season, they lost Danilo Gallinari for the entire season. I think before the year they said he'd be coming back, and then they worked out he'd actually torn his ACL, so he had to have a second op on it, and that ruled him out the whole year. JaVale McGee played, I think it was only 5 games for the whole season, so they lost that rim protector. And Nate Robinson also torn his ACL, so they've got 2 ACL injuries they got to nurse into the year and a stress fracture in JaVale McGee's leg. So I reckon I'm going to start a bit slowly this year. So.
I agree with you. They should start slowly, and you'd expect that. But hit mid-season, the smaller players should start hitting their stride, and hopefully, for their sake, towards the playoff.
Well, that's it. We'll look at what they did last season. They went 36-46. It was good enough for 11th in the West, which is pretty respectable because the West, as we know, is the tougher conference. But they did finish 20th overall in the league. So they're in that bottom third of the entire 30 teams. They were, once again, pretty good offensive team, 9th in the league for points per game, but they were 28th out of 30 teams in defense. So they can score the ball, but they're not going to stop the other team while they do it.
Isn't that what basketball is all about?
That's it. Basketball, there's two parts. Defense is at least 50% of the game.
There's no defense. It's all about offense, isn't it? That's what I want to see.
Well, that's what we're going to see from the Nuggets this season. Is we're going to see a lot of offense and not a lot of defense. If you look there, we've got their strength is they've got a fast, athletic offense. They got a lot of athletes. Ty Lawson. They brought back Arron Afflalo, which is awesome. Nate Robinson is always going to be exciting. They had that game against the Lakers. I think he had 3 dunks in the same game, which was crazy. But weaknesses, we said last year, as we've touched on already, the injuries just absolutely decimated that roster. So hopefully this year they can come back stronger and better than ever. We'll have a look at who they brought in the off-season. They brought back, as we said, Arron Afflalo, who came in from the Magic after I think it was 2-year hiatus, we'll call it, from the Nuggets, getting some experience as a number 1 option. He's going to come back and be that sidekick to Ty Lawson. They technically brought back Gallinari, JaVale McGee and Nate Robinson because they did miss the majority of the year. But other than that, the only other people they brought in was the rookies, Gary Harris, wicked shooter. I'm really keen to see him play, coming off some screens, getting up and down the floor. And Jusuf Nurkic, which I can't pronounce, and it doesn't really matter because he's probably not going to see the court this year. In terms of players they lost Aaron Brooks, Evan Fournier's gone, Anthony Randolph's gone, and Jan Vesely, 6th overall pick a couple of years back, is out of the league already. He's playing in Turkey next season, so it's not what you want from a high pick. What do you reckon about guys they've picked up this year? Who are you excited to see?
I'm really excited to see, more than anything, the injured players coming back. I cannot wait to see Nate Robinson on the court. It's sort of like the whole D Rose thing, but in Denver it's going to be massive, and getting him back on the court, I just want to see him dunk again. I want to see him rise. I'm actually reading his book at the moment, and it's a really good read. But no, Nate Robinson is the big in that I want to see back, and I want to see him firing because I think he can control a team.
Did I hear correctly there that you just compared Nate Robinson to Derrick Rose?
I didn't compare Did I compare? We have to go.
You heard it here first. It's an MVP season we're going to see out of Nate Robinson this
Maybe
year.
not this season. I'll call it the season after he gets back. No, this should be the season because he doesn't have a contract next season.
Yeah, I think he's on the second year of a 2-year deal.
So MVP, Nate.
I can't believe Nate Robinson. He never got a long contract. He always signed those 1 and 2. I think he's on like his 7th team at the moment. So I'm excited to see him pick up team number 8 next season. I don't think he'll be around much longer.
But isn't that what it's all about now? To collect a few jerseys and.
Well, that's it. He's got a wicked jersey collection, all that says Robinson on the back. So, yeah. But moving on, we'll have a look at the 5 crunch time players for the Nuggets. Who we've got here? We've got Ty Lawson at the point guard. Small, speedy, pretty good scorer, pretty good shooter. They brought back Arron Afflalo, Kendrick Lamar's most favourite player. Danilo Gallinari is going to start out on the wing. I'm really keen to see the Rooster back in the Mile High City, launching some threes. He does a little bit of everything, doesn't he? He's a great rebounder, good passer. And I know one of your favourite players at power forward, the Manimal, Kenneth Faried.
Yeah, doing great at the moment. I think looking at all these players and their starting 5, really on any day, they could potentially beat any team in the league.
Yeah, I think Kenneth Faried's going to be a real interesting player to watch this season because he has had that experience now with the Team USA squad. And I always think I look at the Team USA squad as it's like an upgrade for a player. It's like when you were playing Pokemon or something as a kid and you get like the evolution stone and you'd apply it to Pikachu, you turn into Raichu. You go to the Team USA squad and you come back an evolved version of yourself, if we put it that. So we're going to see the next level of the Manimal, the next form of the Manimal, the newly evolved Kenneth Faried next season, hopefully. Hopefully be able to shoot this season. Maybe if that's something you can bring for.
Sorry, you've just lost me with the whole Pokemon comparison. So playing for your country in a particular sport means that you upgrade and you're a Pokemon.
That's what I've been working on that one for a while. Just like that.
I haven't watched Pokemon. I got no idea what it actually means, but I do like the analogy. Can we compare it to something else that I understand then?
No, that's the best one I've got, really.
Okay.
Pokemon. But yeah, I've thrown myself off of my train of thought there, but the other player they've got on the roster is one of the best players in the league, to watch at least, coming back at the centre position, JaVale McGee. The king of Shaqning a Fool, the 50% basketball player, 50% Las Vegas Strip entertainer.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. It's excellent.
That's what we want. This is what Denver is all about.
I want to see JaVale McGee running back on defense when his team's still got the ball. I want to see him trying to do behind the back passes that go 10 rows back. But I also want to see him going up and blocking shots and bringing it down with one hand. He's a freak of nature that can just do something incredible and then something incredibly stupid the next play. But in all seriousness, he's the rim protector that the Nuggets really lacked last season. He's really going to show up that back line if you can stay out of foul trouble, and the fitness is another thing you've touched on. He's coming back from a stress fracture. He's an asthmatic as well.
Okay.
So I think in his first season with Denver, he didn't play more than 17 minutes a game. So if he can come back fit and firing, that'd definitely be something for them to hold on to. All right, so the key player of those 5 that I want to touch on though, Matt, is Danilo Gallinari.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Intuition. We've been doing this for a while.
I disagree. I think Nate Robinson, but go ahead, Danilo Gallinari.
Well, we've already touched on Nate Robinson being the MVP for this season, so I don't think we need to explain much further.
Fair enough.
We're unearthing a hidden gem here in Gallinari. He hasn't played for an entire year, so a lot of people that have seen the Nuggets play for the last few seasons might not even remember he's on the team. But for me, he's one of my favourite players to watch because he does a little bit of everything. In his last season that he did play a full year with the Nuggets, he averaged 16.2 points a game, 5.2 rebounds, hit it from about 37% from beyond the arc. So he's going to give that ability to spread the floor, get some boards, score some points, run the wings, just really stretch everything out. But like you said, coming back from that ACL tear, how do you think that's going to affect him?
Well, I think for any player coming back from such a big injury, it is, at first, it's going to be a bit daunting for him to first get out and get confidence on the court. Now, for all our Australian viewers that are watching this, can I make a AFL comparison?
You certainly can.
I can. I think that with the whole Danilo Gallinari, the injuries and everything, the Denver Nuggets are going to be the 2014 Richmond Tigers and come back later in the season. So sorry for all the Americans that are watching this and anyone else in the world. Australians will understand.
No, that makes sense. The Tigers did come home pretty hard with a big win streak. So maybe we can see that from the Nuggets there. Going to another Australian contingent that we've got here supporting the show. I want a quick shout out to one of my favourite, one of the best NBA podcasts in Australia, the Believe the Hype NBA podcast.
The best, not one of the best.
Well, we could put this in podcast format and maybe...
Oh, okay, then they are one of the best.
Humble brag. But no, the Believe the Hype, Tom Reed, Benjamin Cadane, the guys over there. All the information's on the screen and the sidebar there. Go follow them on Twitter, go follow them on Facebook, check out the podcast. The guys have helped us out, we really appreciate it. We've got the Believe the Hypothetical, which I think is one of my better puns I've come up with. And they have asked us, for the Denver Nuggets, who's got more of a chance of suffering a season-ending injury during an ALS Ice Bucket challenge, Danilo Gallinari or JaVale McGee?
I would have to go, personally, with Danilo Gallinari. I think the European contingent, being so tall, weak knees, I don't know.
So I have to disagree. I think it has to be JaVale McGee. We've got a track record of him just playing up buffoonery on the court.
But doesn't that add to the whole ALS Ice Bucket challenge?
Well, he also has this thing. He started a movement called the Jug Life movement, where he's trying to get people to drink a jug of water every day.
I thought you meant something else. Jug Life. Sorry.
So I can just envision him trying to do the Ice Bucket challenge with like glass jugs or something and pouring it over his head, slipping up, cutting his legs or something. I don't know.
But he's got more potential to be a YouTube sensation than Gallinari.
Does. I think, if anything, I want to see JaVale McGee do the Ice Bucket challenge, just because somehow it would get messed up and that would make it infinitely better than any way it could have been if it went right.
This is on the fly. Denver Nuggets have the potential to be the biggest social media and YouTube sensation than any other team, don't they?
Well, I mean, JaVale has also pioneered the self-retweet with his tweets. He only ever tweets at himself, retweeting them. So if they can get him, even if he suffers this season-ending injury, just put him in the media department and they'll be the most popular team on social media automatically. All right, but we're going to have to get into the buzzer beater round now.
Okay.
30 seconds. I'm going to time this. We're going serious with this. 30 seconds on the clock. What is your prediction for the Denver Nuggets this season? Go.
Denver Nuggets make playoffs and they get through the first playoff series.
So, second round. That was only 8 seconds as a buzzer beater. This is going much better than I anticipated.
Oh, so you're not answering the questions either?
I'm getting my own 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. But
then I ask you the questions.
Okay, what's your question?
No. Do I ask you the same questions then?
Yeah, you can ask me the same question.
Okay, I ask you that question.
Okay, all right. Well, that's eating up 10 seconds of my preview. But Denver Nuggets, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to finish about 10th. I think it's where I've slotted in with the 13th. But I think they're going to be the most exciting team in the league, except for maybe the Minnesota Timberwolves. I want to see them play, but they're going to be awesome to watch. They're not going to make the playoffs.
Can I eat into your 30 seconds?
You already have.
No, because you have said that they've got a better team than last season, but you're saying that they're going to finish the same position as last season.
I think everyone else has gotten better around them.
Okay.
Probably.
All right.
That's my excuse anyway. All right, well, that looks like it's all we got time for the Nuggets there, Matt. Thanks for joining us on the Fiasco Sports NBA previews. Once again, check out the Arkabar Sporties. The link's going to be in the description of their Facebook. Check out the guys that Believe the Hype. Really thank you guys for jumping in on the videos, giving some help. Whether you found us on fiascosports.com, Ball So Hard NBA blog, or whatever weird, strange trek you made on the interwebs to find us, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Interwebs.